Welcome back, fellow Ausmonaut pilots. Today, basic maneuvers 103, flying in decoupled mode. Not too much to this one. As you know, there are two modes we can fly in, coupled or decoupled, pretty straightforward. Coupled mode is pretty much you're on rails. Where you point is where you go, with the exception of drift. We spoke about that in 101. Decoupled, however, is a little bit different. Once you decouple your flight path, you are pretty much floating through space on a trajectory. Whatever speed you had while you were coupled, you inherited. The only way to change your direction is through the use of strafe, which we covered in the previous video. As usual, pilots, pay attention to your instrumentation, outside sounds, space dust, everything that's going on. If you have been paying attention, you would have noticed that we are not in coupled mode. However, we seem to be flying around just fine. The reason for that is my orientation, where my gun crosshairs are. I'm pointing to see where I want to go. My TVI, my target velocity indicator, the little square with the arrow going up, I am manipulating that by using the strafe. Strafing up, down, left and right is telling me where I am going. My gun crosshairs, my orientation, just telling me where I'm pointing. Normal story, guys, as long as that TVI is not on a rock, you're not going to crash into anything. If you're in this mode and you can't find your TVI, you just need to look around with it with the orientation, or you can strafe forward and push boost. That'll straighten you up, as long as it's not going to put you into a rock, that is. It's always good to have a look around and not to lose it in the first place. Okay, first exercise. I'm sure this one will all look familiar to you. Yep, circle strafing. We are doing it decoupled. At the end of the last exercise we touched on this one a little bit. Now it's time to get some practice. Not to worry, guys, this one will take a little time to get right. It's not something you can train, it's something you have to feel. Practice, practice, practice. This is a great way to get a feel for a ship. Doesn't matter what controls you are using. This is more about the decisions you make. What angle you're at, when to boost, if you're going to boost, keeping an eye on your radar. Small decisions make this exercise work, and getting this exercise right will really give you some insights into the finer points of ship control. Okay, on to the next exercise. This one I like to call platform weaving, again in decoupled mode, as you'd expect from a decoupled training session. You'll line up all the platforms in a row as you have, so all the dots are fairly close together, as close as you can get, and by manipulating strafe up, strafe down, you will move up and below the platforms. Kind of like a sobriety test in a way. Now, personally, I think the trick here is to be able to do it as smoothly and as calmly as possible, or if you're a bit of a maverick, see how quickly you can do it. I've kind of given an example of both in a way, but quite honestly, you can play with it, go through one platform, do a 180, try the other platform the other way around, do some spins, challenge yourself. That's what this is all about. There's no right and wrong way to do this. As long as you're not dying and as long as you're challenging yourself, you're making progress. Okay guys, and the final exercise we're going to do today, I like to call station wing runs, because you're basically running along the wings of the station. Line yourself up so the wing is as flat as possible, full speed, get yourself as close as possible to it, decouple, flick 180. You can have a look behind you if you like, see where you are, but the moment you pass the wing, couple up, boost, get as close as you can, swing around, do a 180 if you want, decouple, swing around, look behind you, boost, and up you go. Trick to this is to see how close you can get to the wing, how quickly you can go from the top side to the bottom side. As you go, this area here, as you couple and go up again, try to do this as quickly as you can. There's something else for you guys to get for it. Blah blah blah.
Forward proximity alert. Overhead proximity alert. Forward proximity alert. Aft proximity alert. Forward proximity alert. Overhead proximity alert. Forward proximity alert. Aft proximity alert. Forward proximity alert. Aft proximity alert.
Okay, to end that off, guys, we'll do a bit of decoupled station weaving. Wouldn't really call it an exercise, pretty much just basic flying. Normal story, make sure the TVI, target velocity indicator, is not on anything solid. Remember, if it's on a rock, a station, or another ship, you're going to crash into it. So just make sure you're pointing in the right direction with your orientation, and then use your strafe to get your TVI to move to where you want it. And just fly around a bit decoupled. It's a bit harder than it actually looks, to be honest. Hope you enjoyed it.